I'm a drinker, and I tried it. When I wanted a non-alcoholic beverage, I would drink water. It was the best option available, and it's good. I still love water, but it just doesn't hit the spot the way my favorite beverage does. I want a beer. Like, sometimes you just want a beer, but non-alcoholic beer for so long has tasted like absolute garbage. Rumors are it doesn't anymore. Let's put it to the test. It's fine. It's actually fine. On the latest episode of my podcast, Drinking with the Gnome, we talked about non-alcoholic beer, but I didn't drink anything on the episode because I want to sit and I want to drink it with you right now. I want to see if these are any good. I actually know that some of these are good because I've drank them before. That's beside the point. I grabbed 4 different non-alcoholic beers, and I think we can just chug all 4 since there's no alcohol. I've got some good ones, and I've got one that I've never tried before. It's a non-alcoholic beer showdown. What belongs in my glass? What doesn't belong in my glass? Let's figure it out. I'm going to start with the one that I have never tried before. Let's get these aside. We'll get to you guys in a minute. First, we've got Sierra Nevada. Sierra Nevada is a great brewery. They know what they're doing. They're willing to spend the time and the money to do things the right way. So I'm assuming that this is going to be pretty good. This is called Trail Pass. It's a golden ale. Contains less than 0.5% ABV, so it's not alcoholic. It says it's smooth and refreshing right on the can, and since I like my beer smooth and refreshing, I anticipate I'm going to like this one. That's where we're starting. I also didn't have Sierra Nevada glassware. Woo, that's a foamer. Easily available, so we went with Madtree. All right. In the glass, it looks like a golden ale. Got a beautiful, fluffy, foamy head on top, like real thick, dense foam, too. It looks great. Looks beautiful, looks like a beer. That's a good sign right off the bat. Here's the big test. What's it smell like? Okay. Yeah, it smells like a beer. There is that little kind of malty thing happening in the background, almost kind of like an old beer, and I don't think that this is that old. It's a little old. It's a little old, and it smells like it. This might not be the best representation. All right, let's see. I have to point out this is the first beer of the day. I'm on a fresh palate, too, so I think that helps the flavor of non-alcoholic beer. You know what? That's a good beer. If it didn't have that little hint of being a little old, like that little staleness to it, I don't know that I would have picked out that that's not a real beer. Holy crap. That's good. That's so good that it might be better than my favorite. I don't know. We'll find out. Okay, yeah, that's a heck of a beer, you guys. That's a good way to start this. Balanced. There's some hops. There's some maltiness. It doesn't go in any one direction crazy, but it's a golden ale. It's not supposed to. And I actually think it might be a little easier to make hoppy beers. Like, these two are hoppy. That might be a little easier to do with a non-alcoholic because you have hops to cover up kind of that not so awesome flavor that sometimes non-alcoholic beers have. Let's get into that. Let's try one of these. This is Ghost Haze from Rheingeist. Rheingeist is, as you know, a local brewery. Rheingeist has decided to go a different route. They are contracting. They're using a different brewery who uses a technology called Bruvo technology to make their non-alcoholic beer. And it is delicious. I can tell you that right now. For Ghost Haze, this is actually not as hazy as I was expecting it to be. I have had this in the tap room. This is 3 months old, so maybe some of that has settled. And actually, when I'm looking at it, there's almost like all kinds of little particles floating around in here. This is not what I was expecting this beer to look like. It smells good though. It smells like a hazy IPA. There is like a little like doughiness to it that is not an unpleasant doughiness, but a doughiness. Let's taste it. Definitely hoppier. There's a nice little hop kick to it at the end. That doughiness is just in the aroma. It's not in the flavor at all. Maybe a little bit in the finish. That's good, solid beer. I'm curious about the haziness. If I give this guy a little swirl, if something has settled that maybe we can stir up. No. Ghost Haze is just not really hazy. It's not bad. I'd actually say it's kind of entertaining to look at. There's just lots of little guys floating around in there. Very evenly dispersed, just hanging out. It's like if you zoomed in on haze. That's what it looks like to me. Zoomed in haze. Let's move on to another hoppy beer. This is one local-ish is what I'll say. This is Warped Wing. I love these guys, love Warped Wing. They are making this themselves, which is a very difficult process, especially when you're not a huge brewery. And they're doing a great job with it. I've had a bunch of these already and enjoyed them. They are currently only available in their tap rooms because they're not quite set up to do this in a bigger scale yet. Light in color, definitely lighter than any of the other beers here. I believe what they're doing here is using some fancy yeast that does not put out very much alcohol. They're using some different malt that makes some things that are not fermentable, and then they're just hopping the crap out of this to kind of cover any of those flavors that may not be as pleasant. This one smells the hoppiest so far. And it's like a good, like, citrusy hop. This smells good. It still smells like a non-alcoholic beer a little bit. Ooh, that tastes great. So far, I would drink any one of these in replacement of a regular beer, if the situation called for it. Which, I'm not going to say what my favorite is yet, because I'm going to drink them all before I make that decision. We got one more. This one has been my favorite, just in my casual drinking of non-alcoholic beers so far. This is Ghost Pils from Rheingeist. Also contracted with another brewery, so that they don't make this in-house. I do love the artwork. If we're judging artwork, I think Rheingeist is winning with their Ghost series right now. I love Pilsner. Pilsner is one of my favorite standard beer styles. So it would make sense that a non-alcoholic Pilsner would be my favorite non-alcoholic style. It would make sense. Okay. This has the same little floaty guys that the Ghost Haze does. And I don't know that I've ever noticed that before. Huh. It smells good. That is so strange to me. There's definitely something in suspension there. And I would... This is just as hazy as the Ghost Haze. It's not really that hazy, but if we're calling that hazy, we have to call this hazy too. It's not hazy, it's just got little guys in it. Yeah, that tastes wonderful. The finish is a little off for me. All right, here's the problem. If I'm walking into a place where I want to order a non-alcoholic beer, and I have all of these options available to me, I'm probably going with the Sierra Nevada. I think that is the most pleasant and the most that tastes like a regular beer. However, if I want to drink the way that my heart wants me to drink, I'm drinking as local as possible. If I'm at Warped Wing, I'm definitely grabbing this one here because I want to drink their beer. If I'm out and about here in Cincinnati and I'm seeing non-alcoholic options, I'm going Rheingeist. None of these are offensive. None of them are bad. None of them are gross. They all fit in perfectly. They all work as regular beers as much as they do non-alcoholic beers. And that is a big change from where things used to be. Huh. That's not at all what I expected them to be like. Okay. I have questions about the floaties. I don't think I could be tricked into thinking a non-alcoholic beer is a real beer, side by side. I don't think. That's a video for another day. Cheers. Look, if you're a non-alcoholic beer drinker, or if you're curious about non-alcoholic beer, it's a better time than ever to try them and to see what you think, because quality has gone up leaps and bounds from what it used to be. This is not O'Doul's. This is not even close to O'Doul's. Okay. Cheers. Happy drinking, even if you're doing that dry January thing. I don't judge.